good morning, our nurses, our heroes. Today we're gonna talk about the standard documentation practice. Are you ready? My name is Rami.
And my name is Ramon.
And
And we are
your
your
nurses
nurses
for
for today.
So Ramon, what is a nursing documentation?
Rami, it is an important component of the nursing practice and the interprofessional documentation that occurs within the client health record.
Oh, I see. So why do we need to document?
It is to reflect the client's perspective and to promote continuity of care. It also communicates to all healthcare providers the plan of care, assessment and intervention, client's history, and the effectiveness of the interventions. And you know what? It demonstrates the nurse's commitment in providing care. So Rami, can you tell me the three standards that describe a nurse's accountability when documenting?
Ooh, thank you for the question, Ramon. The first standard is communication. The nurses must ensure that documentation presents an accurate, clear, and comprehensive picture of the client's needs, nurse's intervention, and the client's outcomes. Also, the nurse are accountable for ensuring their documentation of client care is accurate, timely, and complete. And lastly, nurses safeguard client health information by maintaining confidentiality. So Ramon, can you tell me the things that I should do and I should not do while doing my documentation?
Oh, Rami, do you know that there's a lot of things to consider? First, of course, you need to ensure that your record begins with the identification of the patient. Next, you should use a standardized form that will help ensure consistency and improve the quality of the written record. Also, don't forget to always put the date and time and your initials or your full name on every entry. Always use a blue pen when writing. Make sure it's legible, clear, and clean. Record all the relevant observation on your chart as well as in another chart such as the blood sugar in your sliding scale, the consistency of your stool in the stool chart, and more. Oh, do not use jargon words, meaningless phrases, or personal opinions. Oh, and never use abbreviations unless it is in the approved list. Do not speculate humors or anything that will harm the patients on your nurse's notes.
Oh Ramon, you forgot to say that if you make an error, put a one clear line through it, write the word error and sign.
You are right, Rami. Now, I'm gonna show you some of the forms that the nurses must complete for their documentation. This is an ice bar. Ice bar is the communication tool used for handover of patients from shift to shift or station to station and other else. The introduction is where you will put your patient identification, including your patient trainings and your MRN number, together with the age and the gender. Also, this is where you will put the doctor's name and how many days the patient in your unit. The situation is clearly and briefly diagnosis of the patient. It also includes the allergies if there are any. The background is anything that happened to the patient related to the current condition why the patient was admitted. It also includes blood transfusions, hemodialysis interventions, any special medications that you have started, and any operations or surgery. The assessment is where you will put the complete and current situation of the patient. It can also include medications patient currently taking, skin assessment, and it could be in a systematic approach. And lastly, the recommendation, where you will write all the informations or the interventions that still needs to be done to the patient, to be followed up, or must be continued to promote continuity of care during endorsement so that the most critical information is efficiently shared, resulting in a mutually acceptable plan of care.
Oh, nice, Ramon. So, this is the informed consent for procedure form. It is only valid for 2 weeks and no abbreviations must be used. Actually, this one, we nurses, our role is only to ensure that it is completed and must witness the obtaining of the consent to write our name, signature, employee number, date, and time at the bottom of the form. 2 witnesses must sign the consent. Make sure of that. And also, however, if there is an emergency situation, 3 stamps of 3 consultants or at least 2 consultants and 1 senior registrar is acceptable to do the procedure. Oh, and the nurse's note. This is my favorite. You know, Ramon, in the busy working day of a nurse with many urgent demands of your time, especially in ICU of the King Salman Armed Forces Hospital, you may feel that keeping nursing records is a distraction from the real work of nursing because you are doing the nursing job bedside as a primary nurse, looking after your patient. This cannot be more wrong. Keeping good records is part of the nursing care we give to our patient. It is nearly impossible to remember everything you did and everything that happened on a shift. Without clear and accurate nursing record for each patient, our handover to the next team of the nurses will be incomplete. Needless to say, this can affect the well-being of the patient. Thus, it is important to write accurately, timely, and complete your nurse's notes as to what happened to the patient on your shift. Isn't it they are telling that not documented, not done. Thus, your nurse's notes must be completed and written. All the detailed informations happen in your shift. Don't worry, nurses. If anything happens, you're gonna thank me.
Ha ha ha! Enough of that, Rami. Now I'm gonna show you the initial adult assessment and reassessment that we are using in our hospital. This is the form. As you can see, the lines on the others are only short. Thus, it means on the lines you can only write the brief description of the category and you can elaborate when you go to your nurse's notes. Also, you can see at the back that these are full of boxes that you need to tick, 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 tick. Well, that is one of the jobs that you need to do every hour. As they say, nurses' hourly rounds is possible. So here, if you can see that anything that is not applicable, you will put an A and then followed by dash, 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 dash. Well, if it's applicable, of course, you will write in the hour if it is applicable. Don't forget to sign at the end per hour. Okay?
Oh, okay, that makes sense, Ramon. Now, I'm gonna show you a nursing care plan. A nursing care plan provides direction on the type of nursing care that the individual, the client, the patient may need. The main focus of it is to facilitate standardized, evidence-based, and holistic care to the patient. This is the actual NCP that we are using in the hospital. This NCP or nursing diagnosis must collaborate or must reflect in the plan of care. Okay, as you can see, of course you will write the patient identification, the name of the nurse who have initiated, the initiating date, and the unit, and the time. Also, if it is actual, you need to tick on the related to and as manifested by. But if it is only potential, only the related to you will tick. If there is anything that is not on the list, you can tick the other and you can write what is it that must be related to. For the goals, of course, if it's not on the list, you can add up more and tick also. The target date depends on the date that you think this plan of care or nursing care plan is attainable. Also, who is the nurse who initiated must again write his name, ID number, date, and time. On the interventions, you can pick what are the things that you have performed and you can add up more. If you have exceeded the target date before you have reached your goal, you need to sign on the stop by and start a new one with the same date. But if you have achieved before the target date, then you can tick on the achieved, write your name, ID, date, and time.
Oh, Rami, before you forget, the goals must be SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely.
Oh, Ramon, I think we've already said enough for the day. Aren't you tired?
Well, Rami, you could say it right. You got tired already? Okay. I think we've got this from here. I hope all our viewers and listeners have learned something from what we have discussed today. If there are any questions, ladies, please don't hesitate to message me, okay? I am more than willing to facilitate and address all your questions. Isn't it, Rami?
Oh, Ramon, you are such a friendly person. Yes, you are definitely right. Okay, I think we got it from here. I think we can go now. Oh, wait. I think we need to do a shout out. Someone just messaged me just now.
What do you mean, Rami? What shout out are you going to do?
Well, okay, before I go, I want to say thank you to all the viewers and listeners that we had today and tonight. Yeah, tonight. And also shout out to all the ICU nurses that are currently listening, working at the ICU of the King Salman Armed Forces Hospital. Hey! How are you there, guys? Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned something.
I believe in you guys, and however hard things are, like they said, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up.
Once again, this is Ruby.
And this is Ramon.
See you again on our next video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.